It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Florida Gators assistant lacrosse coach, Coach Taryn VanThof. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get into coaching college lacrosse?
Yeah, so when I was a junior in college, I did an internship with our coaching staff at Loyola, where I played. And I kind of knew from there, after kind of being in their office setting and doing their camps and clinics, that it was definitely something that I could do and see myself doing after college.
What was your college time like playing for Loyola?
It was awesome. You talk about looking back on your college experience, and I have zero regrets when it comes to that place and the things I did there. We talk about family all the time, and Loyola is that place and those people.
What was that feeling like of getting to put on that first college jersey?
Oh my goodness, I was so nervous as a college freshman, but so exciting. You're in a whole new realm, a whole new platform, and a whole new level. The speed of the game changes significantly, and I think it was just a surreal experience.
How did the player that you were at Loyola shape you into the coach you are now?
Yeah, I think I was given a lot of freedom on the field, and it made me grow as a player, as well as develop as a leader. And I think that experience as a leader and the growth I received there and the direction I was given there has evolved me into the coach I am today.
What was it like, obviously, leaving Loyola to go to the National Lacrosse and play for US?
Yeah, so my first time playing with US, I was a senior at Loyola. So you talk about the speed of the game changing from high school to college, but then the same thing occurs when you go from college to the US team. I mean, everybody's competing at just a different pace.
What was that feeling like when you got the announcement you made the national team for lacrosse?
We were all sitting in the bleachers and they called your jersey numbers, and the most nerve-wracking experience, yet the most rewarding experience. I mean, to put on the US jersey and train with them for a couple of weekends was unbelievable.
What was that like, obviously, going to Athletes Unlimited and continuing your professional lacrosse playing career?
So Athletes Unlimited is the most recent pro league, and honestly, they're doing it right. It's unbelievable. I mean, we just signed a 2-year contract with ESPN to get us more visibility on the sports network, but very similar. Like, you're competing with the best of the best, but then you're also getting to compete against some of your rivals from college and compete with them.
What was it like, obviously, going from being a professional athlete helped you into where you are now as a college coach?
I think the ability for me to be able to still play lets me kind of still develop my knowledge and my game. Like, it's ever changing, especially with how much women's lacrosse has developed in the most recent years and rule changes and things like that. I have firsthand experience playing it, so it kind of trickles into being able to then coach it.
What was it like, obviously, getting your coaching start, going to Rutgers to become the assistant coach?
It was awesome. Piscataway has a piece of my heart. It was an awesome experience to be in Big Ten. We had a couple big ranked wins the end of the season there, beating Ohio State. And then, it was a great place to start, and I'm forever grateful.
What was that transition like from you from going from the Big Ten to the SEC and coaching for Florida Gators?
Well, two things. Even just the Big Ten from SEC looking at college football, it's a different world. We bring in a lot of our recruits and have recruiting weekends on those football weekends. So it's really exciting that I get to be at every home game and really, like, yes, I'm a Florida Gator, but I get to be in the heart of the swamp and follow the Florida Gators and the football team and every other sports team here. I think that's the coolest thing about UF is that every team competes for national championships. You're surrounded by Olympians. You're surrounded by people that are going to the Major League Baseball, the NFL, their former gymnastics It's surreal.
What was that feeling like when you did join the Florida Gators as part of the coaching staff for lacrosse?
Oh, I was so excited. And I have that same excitement going out to practice every day. I had talked with Mandy and she had brought me down here, and, getting to coach with her and be with her on a day-to-day basis is an awesome experience.
Of course, what does a typical game day look like for a Florida Gators lacrosse?
Typical game day. Usually if it's like a noon game, they'll have pregame meal around 8:30 where they go to training table, which is an athlete facility that has their own chef there that prepares their meal. And then they get to the stadium, do some treatment, do some rehab, ankle tape, anything they need pregame, put their uniform on. And then we head into the locker room about an hour before to chat. And then we head out to that field and they warm up, and then it's go time.
Can you talk about, of course, the winning culture that you've helped build upon?
Yeah, I think that's not just here in our lacrosse program, but it's across the board here at the University of Florida. We compete to win, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, winning is always fun.
What was that 2018 season like going to the NCAA quarterfinals?
Exciting. I think it brings those kids we deserve to be there. We deserve to compete there, and they know it, and it's getting there time and time again and being back there. It's an awesome rush.
What was that season like, obviously, in 2019, going undefeated in the conference and winning your conference?
Yeah, I think the AAC has challenged us. I mean, we go up against Vanderbilt, Temple, and ranked opponents year after year, and to come out with a win and to come out undefeated is a huge accomplishment, and it's not easy.
Of course, who are some of the teams that you faced in your conference each week?
So Vanderbilt and Temple are two of them. We actually just played against ECU in our semifinals for our conference championship, but we also go against Cincinnati, ODU. I think that's it in the conference right now.
What is it like, obviously, getting to play those non-conference teams such as ECU?
ECU is great. I mean, I feel like they're on the rise in terms of a young program. They just started their season. They're only about 4 years old, and now they're competing for conference championships. It's a huge accomplishment for them.
Of course, how has your professional playing career helped you into the coach you are at Florida Gators?
I think being able to play pro obviously gives me a platform to be visible to our recruits and to be visible as a not just an athlete, but as a person. But I think my day-to-day and the things I'm learning from, the people I play with who are also college coaches or they're club coaches or they're just great lacrosse minds, it lets me bring a lot back here to UF.
What is it like, obviously, balancing being a college coach and a professional athlete at the same time?
It's good. I think the physical demand is the challenging part, making sure I'm staying fit heading into pro season. But it's only a 5-week season in the summer. So just trying to balance that with recruiting is sometimes difficult, but it's manageable.
Can you talk about, of course, the recruiting process and what that looks like for the lacrosse program?
Yep. So we're capable of talking to student athletes September 1 of their junior year, and kind of from there, it's just how those conversations go and what we see in those recruits and those athletes to then make them, future Florida Gators.
What does the official visit look like for those prospective student athletes looking to become future Florida Gators?
We show them everything UF has to offer. From the sports we have, the academics we have, and the lacrosse program we have.
What's it like, obviously, as a college coach, seeing those future Florida Gators fall in love with the program?
I think it's a testament to the kids we currently have in our current roster. I mean, they're phenomenal. They sell the program itself, and they want to be a part of that culture, and they want to be surround themselves with those people.
What does a typical game day look like for you as the assistant coach?
Typical game day, I get to probably grab a coffee, something to eat beforehand, get to the stadium. We go in and talk about an hour beforehand, and then we head out for warm-ups. And from there, I get to warm up our goalkeepers, and then do some draw work. And then, by that time, lineups are called, the national anthem happens, and we are underway.
What are some of your future plans for the Florida Gators lacrosse program?
To have a successful run in the NCAA tournament. That's where we are right now, and that's what our focus is, game by game.
What is that like, obviously, as a coach, going to the NCAA tournament and competing for the national championship each year?
Yeah, it's exciting. It doesn't ever get old. It's game by game. It's a rush, and your student athletes thrive on that.
What advice would you give those high school athletes looking to become college lacrosse players?
Make yourselves familiar as possible with the programs that you're looking at, and get your reps in, put in the work. It's going to make it more visible and make you a better athlete.
What advice would you give those college lacrosse players playing college now, looking to go into professionally, whether it's Athletes Unlimited or the U.S. national team?
Do it. Take your chance. It only happens so often, and if you're fortunate enough to be one of those athletes to get to the play at the next level, take every advantage of it.
What advice would you give those professional athletes such as yourself looking to go into college coaching?
Well, I think it's the same advice I give myself. I wasn't ever ready to leave the game. And, if you're not ready to leave the game, then it's not meant to be. Stay in it. Do what you can. Do your part. Spread the knowledge.
What advice would you give those future college coaches looking to become lacrosse coaches?
Very, very, very similar. I think, surround yourself with the right network, the right people, and the right knowledge, and you're going to find yourself successful.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media, along with the Florida Gators lacrosse program at?
It's at Gators Lax for Florida Gators, and then it's at Taryn Van to follow myself.
Thank you again, Coach Taryn Van, for your interview, and best of luck in your future with the Florida Gators as the assistant lacrosse coach.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Taryn Van, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
Thanks.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.